Great. So Wednesday core class. Again, only props for this class. As you come down onto your back body, find some way, whether it's a block, a bolster, a rolled up towel, to place underneath the shoulders to get a nice lift through the upper spine. And as you come down, support the head initially. It's really early, so we don't want to come into this huge stretch right away. Today, core, we're going to work the top underneath the ribs, the sternum. We're going to work the very, very low belly, the oblique side body, and then we'll flip over and enjoy some planks, some full body core work. So initially, to begin, set that block down on any level that's comfortable for your head. Place the hands on the belly and just feel the breath. So just let yourself arrive to your mat. Let yourself arrive to your practice. Let yourself arrive to your breath. So really feel the breath as it comes in and inflates the ribs, the chest, the belly. And take that nice slow exhale to just again melt the body to the mat, to bring a little bit of ease and relaxation to the body and to the mind. In this practice, this is the one practice that we try to keep the sequence the same because it's so important for the health of our neck that we gaze directly up and that we're not turning to look at a device. So with that in mind, take a moment now to blink open the eyes. Bring the heels of the hands right to the hip crease. Your knees are bent, feet parallel, thighs are hip distance apart. Take a big inhale, and as you do, scoop the belly in and up. Take your hands and slide them up the thighs towards the knees as you lift the shoulders and the head off of the mat. Keep your gaze right at the knees, and then gently relax all the way back down. So take a couple sweeps here. Slide up the legs, lift off these shoulders. Just notice what you feel. Keep the belly engaged and keep the breath flowing. A lot of times in our core practice, the tendency is to hold the breath. So we need that breath to help energize the muscles and bring in new, fresh blood. So take one or two more here. And then come back down. And remove whatever prop you're using from underneath the head. So now as you draw the head down, the head is lower than the heart space. Take a moment, just stretch out the arms side to side in a big T. Stretch through the fingers so that you begin to open up through the chest. Deep breath in here. And then as you're ready, interlace behind the head. I have my thumbs running down alongside my neck just for a little extra support. Draw the elbows up towards the ceiling, gaze towards the ceiling. And as you're ready, again, begin with the breath to draw the belly in. And as you exhale, come up halfway. So now you're on a straight line as if you were laying on the floor. On your inhale, draw yourself forward as you contract the hip bone towards the low ribs. Inhale, come back halfway, and exhale, release down. So that's going to be our count. Each count is a breath. So big inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, round in, don't pull on the head, just send those elbows towards the knees. Inhale, come back halfway, and on your exhale, release and lower. To the count, inhale. And exhale, curl. Inhale back to half, and exhale, lower down. Big breath in, halfway. Exhale, release the breath as you draw the elbows towards the knees. Come back halfway and lower back down. Take 4 on your own now with breath. Head just resting lightly in the hammock of the palms. Belly in to support the spine. Last one. Returning the head to the mat. Soften the elbows out wide to let the chest open. So we'll add on to this. Your option is to stay exactly in the same pattern if that brought in some challenge to you. If you want to up just a bit, draw the elbows together. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, left knee rises, right elbow towards the knee. Inhale, come back halfway and lower everything down. Big inhale halfway, other side, left elbow, left knee. Come back halfway and lower. Take 5. Now remember, we're not bringing the knee to the elbow. We're bringing the elbow to the knee. Each movement, part of the breath pattern. Reach for the knee, come back halfway and lower down. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. 2 more on your own. And finishing up both sides. Come back, rest the head, open up the elbows, take 3 nice, slow, deep breaths here. Body at rest. Finishing that breath, roll over to the side, remove your bolster, block, towel, whatever you're using. Come back down on the back body, take a nice full stretch. Toes away from fingers. Take a couple wiggles. And then bring the feet back, set yourself up for that bridge position again. Make sure that your towel, bolster, or block are right nearby. And as you press into the feet, lift the hips up. And as you lift the hips up, roll the weight onto the bridge between the shoulder tips. So here, just coming into a bridge pose, just for a transition. Lift the hips, maybe a slight engagement of the glutes. Breath is flowing, the neck and head, no weight there at all. All the weight is in the upper shoulder area here. Good, take 3 breaths in your bridge. Then we'll take that towel or bolster or block underneath the body to rest at the sacrum and slowly lower the hips back down. So here it's not on the fleshy part of the buns and it's certainly not in the low back. Should feel, and I know Jane loves this one, should feel like a nice natural bridge there to house your support. Good. Bring the legs to table, 90 degrees here. Again, knees right over the hip points and knees as wide as the hip points, not as wide as the outside of your thighs. Flex through the feet. So your choice, you can hold on to your mat for a little bit of leverage. If you want to open up the chest, arms can go to a T. I like to place my fingers right at my low belly so I can feel the contraction. I can feel the muscles there that I'm working. I draw in my belly to support that low spine, and we're just going to alternate some heel taps here. So either side, just begin, right heel or left taps down, slowly rises, and alternate opposite side. So keep the belly engaged here and work slow. And if you begin to feel this in your low back, we're not Trying to use the low back, so don't come down as far. Modify. You should feel this right above the pubic bone here. All those lower abs. Take a couple more now. Breath is flowing nice and fluid. All right, one more each side. Coming back to your tabletop, draw the knees into the chest. And as you draw them in, again, let that tailbone round up towards you so that you feel a nice stretch into that very, very low back. You can stay with the version of heel taps, or as you come back, extend the legs like legs up the wall, but feet to the ceiling. Again, right over the hip points here. Alternating toe or heel taps here. So draw the breath in, draw the belly in nice and tight, and as you're ready, begin lower. Inhale, lift. Opposite heel lowers. Big breath, pull it up. Continue for 5 on each side. Use your breath here. Keep a tight core so you do not take this in the back. Again, any back body discomfort, don't come down as far. Allow yourself to modify. One more each side. And then draw the knees into the chest again. Give yourself a hug. Round the spine, a nice stretch there. And return, legs up the wall. So version 1, tabletop legs. Version 2, alternating legs. Version 3, both legs together. And in this version, I only come down a third of the way. But always an option to bend your knees, just watch your back. Hold on to your mat, feel into your belly. As you're ready, inhale, draws the belly in. And as you exhale, one leg together, 2 legs glued, drop them down, slow, and inhale back up. Not past the hip points, drop them down. Big breath brings them up. Let's take 5. Any amount, just so that you can feel the contraction in the low belly. Nice, last one. And draws it in. Hug in, roll again, that tailbone up so that you've got this nice stretch through the lower part of the back. Then return the feet to your bridge position. And from your bridge, let's go into bridge again. We'll just hold it for 2 breaths. Raise the hips as you press into the feet. Keep the knees so that they're parallel to each other, not splayed out. Draw the hips up, knees towards the end of the mat. Weight between the shoulders. 3 breaths. Reach underneath you, remove whatever you were using under the sacrum, and nice and slow. You can return the body to the mat, all one piece, or you can roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. There's science on either one. It just depends on how good it feels in your body. Once you get there, step the feet wide on your mat and just take a couple windshield wipers. Grab for your block. Bring the legs back to table. Take that block longwise from the knees down toward the ankles. Arms out to a T. We're going to work into the obliques here. So squeeze into your blocks. Tuck the belly in nice and tight as you inhale fully. And as you exhale, squeeze the block, knees fall to the right. Inhale, squeeze the block back to center. And exhale, let the knees fall left. just to where you feel the stretch here in the side obliques. Come back to center with a squeeze. Exhale, take it right. So we're going to take 5 with your breath. So if you don't hear me, don't worry. Just nice and smooth. Inhaling to the top, exhaling fully to the sides. Notice your shoulders. While we work our core, it's very easy to tense the shoulders and the face. See where you can relax the whole upper body here. One more flow, side to side. And squeezing back to center. Take a full breath, relax. And then we're just going to move last time to hover and hold. So on your inhale, squeeze the block. And then send the knees over to the left, any amount. Check in with the shoulders and the arms, nice and relaxed on your mat. Hold your hover here now. Hold and breathe. Big inhale into the ribs, expanding the intercostal muscles, strengthening the obliques. Lots going on. Keep the belly drawn in, hugging in all the digestive organs. One more breath. Inhale, squeeze the block back to center. Draw the knees in just for a moment. Come back to your table. Opposite side. Draw in the breath, draw in the belly. Exhale, takes the knees right, any amount to hold and hover. Again, relax the whole upper body and notice your breath. Hovering to the point that you feel sensation, stretch through the left side body, the ribs, the obliques. Draw in a full breath. And let it go nice and slow. And as you're ready to inhale, squeeze the block. Come back to center. Release. Draw in the knees. Take the block into your hands over your head. Extend the body long. Take a full body stretch here. So again, wiggle it out, make any movements that feel good. We're going to pass the block here. So the block is going to be lengthwise in your hands. Taking the breath in, we're going to draw the belly in. And on the exhale, we're going to lift the legs and lift the shoulders off the mat to pass the block off. Now here, my legs are not coming towards my head. I am reaching to pass the block and then lower everything down, blocking the feet. Big stretch. Inhale and exhale. Lift the legs, lift the shoulders off, pass the block. And return, lower down and stretch. So 5 of these. Again, modifications. You can bend the knees. You don't have to come down as far. But what you do have to do is breathe. Inhaling to stretch it long. Exhaling to squeeze it up and reach for the block. 2 more. And last one. Release. Stretch it long. Again, big breath in through the nose. Pause the breath at the top here for a count of 3. Then release the breath. Let the body soften. Feet wide on the mat. Windshield wiper back and forth. And then we'll roll over to all fours. Stacking through our joints. Engaging that pelvic floor in and up. Take a couple cat-cows here just to bring some space into the spine and space into the muscles we worked on the front body. And then come down onto your forearms. Stretch the feet long behind you, coming into your forearm plank. So as you set your forearm plank, the feet can be any amount of width, what's comfortable, but send the heels away. Lower the hips in line with your shoulders. Press into your forearms, or if you'd like, interlace the hands at the center of your mat. Press into the fist in the forearms. Send the chest forward. Now here, let's focus on our breath. This is one of the best core exercises we have. It engages every muscle to hold up your body weight, but we want to do it with breath so that the body does not react in a fight or flight. Take a deep breath in and a slow breath out. 3 more. If you have the clasp, gently release, lower the knees down, bring your arms back to that number 11 on your mat. Press through the palms, energetically slide your palms and your elbows toward your body. And as you do so, let that lift the chest between the arms. Bring some length from the belly button to the sternum. 3 breaths here, just to stretch all the muscles we work in the front body. And again, a little bit of a passive back bend. We don't want to go for height. We want to go forward. Find length. 1 more full deep breath. And then on your exhale, stack your palms, elbows wide. Rest your head on the pillow of the palms. Take a little bit of a shimmy in the hips. Or maybe bend the knees and take a little windshield wiper. Whatever it is that feels good to release your body. Then release your head, your chest, your hips to the mat. Draw in a full deep breath. Release the breath. Release the body. Release the mind. And spend as much time as you need to here. Just turn off your device and enjoy a few moments of Shavasana. Tomorrow is hips and hammies in our jammies. Hopefully our very first live YouTube channel practice. Hope to see you there. Namaste. Okay. Feel free to unmute yourself, move around a little bit.